Good afternoon, everyone. Am I audible? Am I audible, friends? Hello? Am I audible? I am unable to get the update. Am I audible all? Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir, you are.
Thank you, Raja. Thank you so much. Okay, let's quickly get started. Yeah, so this entire syllabus, okay, so in this, in fact, we got less than, 32 hours and 16 sessions are there. Okay, so see, our objective is to basically build, the standard application. Okay, but those application may not be that extensive. Okay, so our syllabus of, the HTML, CSS, JavaScript, even XML and PHP and web server, concept, they are limited only to writing a, you can say a standard templates kind of application. It's not the customized, heavy loaded, kind of application. Okay. So that's the reason why we may not be able to cover all the, concept from it. Okay. That's what the information I want to update you. Okay. So last class we have seen few tags, basic tags. Okay. We started with the HTML. Now this session, is this share? Yeah, it is share. Fine. Uh, we'll start with, the a few more advanced tag, okay, which will cover the form tag and HTML5 also. Let's see how it goes. So HTML tag, HTML5, HTML forms. That this is the overall, agenda for the day. Just 1 minute. Yeah. Okay. Fine. So we'll see how it goes. We'll cover it as and when. So table. You see. Let me first. Yeah. So we can make use of table. So table is a matrix, and it has it has a rows and column. Everyone aware about it. Okay. So what is the best use of table on any web page? Anyone? We'll see a coding. It can have the table row, table column, and uh, table header also there. Okay. So under column we can have the data, and on the table row we can have the table header. Okay. So the question, and you can include any kind of thing inside table, text, heading, images, link, and nested table is also possible. Okay. So this is a basic. So how will you create a table? We have to use a table tag. Okay. There are two kind of lines in table around the outside whole table is called border. Line that separates cell from each other is called as rules. Okay. So we'll create a rules in between them. We can also have a border attribute and possible value is the number. Okay, so you can create a table border also. Let me show you some example. We can also have the title of the table using caption. Okay, and in table body, table row can be created using tr tag. Okay, and the column can be created by using a table header, and table data means it will have the column value. Okay, I'll show you the basic example basically. So but my question is that, what's the use of table tag on the web page? Anyone? So if someone asks you, okay, what is the purpose of table tag on the web page? and why table tag is heavily used. You can say either table tag used uh, worldwide. Anyone table tag you want to comment on it? So meanwhile you're thinking, I can talk with. And table can have three distinct sections: head, body, and foot. Okay. The head section is defined as a T head element, which contains column name. The body section or table body contains the table's primary data. Okay. And table body defined in the T body element. In the table body, we can have the TR in a row, and each row has the column. I mean the particular data. The column in a T head section can be defined as TH. I'll give the example. And data cells are defined with a TD. TH for a header, TD for a column data actually. And we can also have T foot section in the table footer. Okay, so I'll give it we'll take this example. Let's check. So where is that table example? I will open in a notepad for us. Yeah, this is the as like it's a syntax doc type element to find out which type of element is there. So doc type element is that we want to follow that rule HTML uh, and HTML inside we have body we have a header S2. Then this is the start of the table tag, end of the table tag. In a one page we can have n number of tables. Okay, it's not the only one table you can have. Okay, now this is a table caption, price list. You can say a table heading kind of thing. Uh, Now we are creating one row where I have two table header, fruit and price. Okay. It will create a row where it will have two header, fruit and the price. Okay. And if you want to display corresponding data, then in the next subsequent row, I'm saying TD means table data. Okay. You could say a column also, Apple and 50. Okay. And then if you want to create one more row with the data, then one more TD. So TD table data basically it holds a value in the table. Okay, that's how it is. And let me go and run this for us. I'll show you. Uh, yeah, here this is what we are getting. So this is the result of the. We just minimize it. Okay. So a basic table. This is because of S2. This exam. This outcome. Then we have caption as price list. Okay, so price list is a table header over here, this thing. Then we created a one row, which is two table heading, for the data element. So fruit and price. Now why it is coming as, little, bold, because it's a table header actually. Okay, that's why it's coming little bold here. Okay, now this is one row for displaying a heading. Then we have one row for a column. I mean, value of the those heading. So I'm saying TD Apple, it is displaying here, and TD 0.0. So exact just below each other. Then I'm creating one more, row with the one more data column. You can say table data, orange. So, okay. So my question is that, why tables are used heavily, in fact, in 99% of the application. Any idea? Quickly, friend, respond. Okay, so Vishwajit, thank you so much. So Vishwajit tag is used creating table in HTML. Yeah. So see why it is used heavily. That is a question. Very quickly, I have only 30 seconds because we need to complete n number of tags over here. I am a little bit faster because there so many tags are there. But anyway, we'll see touch only the tags which are mentioned in the syllabus, not all. Okay. HTML is very vast. There are more than 1,000. Okay. I think. So Vishwajit is saying as it puts the data inside, organized way. Very good, Vishwajit. Fantastic answer. So table is the only element in the world, okay, as far as the HTML is concerned, that actually structurize your entire, look and feel of the, something called look and feel of the, the page. Okay. So basically, it structure the page properly. So where like visualization will be able to organize the various data, and it can be anything. You can have an image there, you can have a link over there, anything can be over there. Okay, it's not only that only we can have simple data or text data. Yeah. So as a best HTML coder, okay, you'll see almost 99% HTML coder always use a table, okay, because that give a fantastic layout, okay, and everything is basically a table only. In whichever design you see, they'll have either kind of grid is created. That grid is a result of a table actually, okay. Everywhere you see, that's why you need to learn this table concept, very well, okay. And I have already told you that we can have the not only one table in a you can have nested table, or you can have more than one. It's up to you actually. I'll just save it and show you. In fact, uh, go back here. See, I'm just repeating it. Okay. So that's a fantastic, what is called as concept. Okay. Let's move. So this example we have already seen. Then there's a concept of row span and column span. I mean, you want to capture the, more place for a column. That means if you want to merge, the column spaces and create out of 3 columns, you want to create 1 column space, 1 column, then you can, it is called as column span. What row span does, actually, it captures a multiple row and shows only one data. Okay. So like you have 3 rows, okay, and you want to merge those rows, which is called as a row span. You have 3 columns, and if you want to merge those 3 columns, it is called as a column span. Okay. And this is syntax for uh, row span. We can say row span attribute is there equal to 2. Okay. So it will combine 2 rows into one, and then where is column span? Which I think is on the here, this one. So column span, it will combine 2 columns into one, merge 2 columns into one. Okay. So call span. So these attributes are there basically. Okay. So I'll show you that demo is already there. Yeah, this one. See, I see for the interest of the time, we had already written the code, okay, and we are showing it to you because if I go and at runtime start writing, that become a little challenge, and it's a waste of time. Okay, so we want to get more out of the allotted time. Okay, and good for us that we do not have any session after 4:15. Okay, so we can utilize the additional time also. Okay. So this is how it is being created. Okay, let me close this first. Okay, this was the second example. I will share all this code with all of you. I'm let us open in the notepad. All right. Let me minimize a bit. Go to result here. This guy. Yeah. So as usual, we have a body, then sales that spans 2 columns, and we can also give a border to a table using a border attribute, and we can specify a number. Okay, it's a 1 pixel size. Then this is a first row, that is for the heading. So here I'm saying t call span 2 and name. That means it will occupy a space of a 2 column and merge into one. Okay. Yeah, because the we wanted to show name over here. So first name, last name, I wanted to merge into one. Okay. Then the another table header will have the age. Okay. That's what is showing. Then we have these are the table data, Jill, Smith, and 43. So why they merge into one? Because they wanted under name, they wanted to show both. The Jill could be first name and Smith could be the last name. Okay. So very simple actually. So this is your call span, and you can try making changes and see. So if I just do a control X, okay, and save it, you can see what happens when you rerun it. See, it has gone. Now there's another additional space, okay? Yeah, because why additional space is here? Anyone? Any reason why this blank space is coming here? Quickly. Who would answer? Who gonna answer this? Now there's a one blank space. Anyone would like to answer? Quickly, friends. Come on, come on. 30 seconds. Or you want me to take anyone's name? So Gokul, you want to answer this? Gokul, why there's a some gap over here, Gokul? Or anyone who would like to answer is not only for Gokul, open for all. Do we have any input? Yeah, we didn't put table heading here. Fantastic answer, fantastic answer, because there is no table heading. Okay, so the table data will be displayed, but it is under a blank heading. Okay, so like this. So you can put any heading, and the task can be done. So you can just put, let's say, you can make it a little bit change. I don't want to basically now. My objective is not to again do the runtime coding. Maybe you can have a L name and it can be F name. Save it. So now you can see, now it's perfect. First name maybe, last name, anything like that. Who was that? Thank you, Anshul. Okay, let's go ahead. Okay, so there is one column span we have seen. We to see a row span. So it was a column span basically. Where is that folder? Folder. And let me see that. Could be example 3 quickly. And this is the outcome of this is a row span. You are merging two or n number of rows into one phone. Okay. And let me launch this in a notepad. That's a code editor. I'll go here, and let me close this. Yeah. This is how it is. Border, we have in header, we have name. Okay, that's the TD is Dil. Okay. Then we have table header, row span 2. Okay, so I said, so it will consume, two, it will allocate 2 row and merge into one for a phone number. Okay, that's how it is. Yeah. So it's pretty simple, and if you knocked out it, you'll get to see the difference. So best way of doing or learning, you need to always do R&D. Okay, so there's a changes. So I'm not going to ask why it is coming because we already know the reason. You messed up with the column. Okay, so let's the additional row actually. So this we have seen. Then there's a align and v-align attribute. The placement of a content within a table cell can be specified with the align and v-align. So you can also put this content like Wipro bits. Look at here. Some are coming in center. Some are left align. For example, company is in center. Bits. This is in center. But Pilani, this one is right aligned. Now Pilani in the just below it is a left align. Okay, this is at the top, bits at the top, this Wipro at the left, or maybe in the center, and so on. So that property is also there. Okay. So we align attribute for TR, TH, and TD, and align attributes has the left, right, and they has the different kind of what is called the attribute. Okay. So default align for the cell is center. That's what they are saying. For TH is center and TD is left. Okay. Let me show you that example of VLAN. They'll get the idea. What is that? We align. We have example 4. See, at the moment, you're not doing coding. Okay, so you need to just understand what's the purpose of it. Okay, because in 90 minutes, uh, doing coding along with you is a little time consuming. Nothing else here. Let me show you this. Yeah. So I said border equal to 1 and giving some width to this table, okay? Now, sorry. So align, I'm saying, this is the attribute for a table data. Left, okay, so left align, I given as left, center align, center, and TD align as right. This is for the align attribute. Okay, let's show in this one. Now for a V align, so only it has the various types of attribute. Okay, so align has left, center, right, and V align has top, middle, bottom. So whenever you want different types of you want top, middle, bottom, go for V align. You want left, center, right, go for align. That's the thing. Okay, so you can make a change in COA like here on left, center, left align, center align, right. So let's say if I'm knocked out, one of the things here. So for example, I'll take this for a time being, Control X. I'll save it. So the right align one. See, look at it, just moved to a left. Okay, this guy, it has moved to a little left. Okay, and let us do a few more changes. And then if we make this to a right, for example, okay, there is a fine. So I'll save it. So it moved to a right align, a little bit shifted. Now this was very, very visible that the V align property. You can see it here. So for example, this table data top align, second is middle align, third is bottom. So if I knocked out one, let's say this one, the V align property here, and just excuse me this style for a time being, friends. We'll talk more when we do a CSS style sheet. See, it has gone here. It has also come to a center. And so this, if I say top, middle one, okay, I'll save it. Yeah, it has gone to top. So these are the few, with respect to a table. There's one more thing pending in the table is, cell spacing and cell padding. Okay. So it is very simple actually. Cell spacing is a distance between two cells. Okay. It's like, so we have one cell called company, other cell called Wipro Bangalore. So, this gap, okay, this is called cell spacing. Okay. So this gap is called as cell spacing over here. Like, here, then there's a, here, this is a cell spacing and this is a cell spacing. What is cell padding? Within one cell, now this border and where the company is written, that gap is called cell padding. Is the distance between edges of the cell to its content. So the company is written in the center plus a border is here. So its distance from edges of the cell to its content is called cell padding. Very simple. Uh, Space between two column is called as cell spacing. Space where from within one cell space content is how space to a border of that particular cell is called cell padding. Okay. Let me see. Yeah, we have the example for it. Example 5. Okay, this is one. This is how it is, and let me go and Okay, that was the answer from Anchal. Thank you. Let's go and I need to actually open in a notepad. Okay, so you might be wondering that why we are learning this, because nowadays there are fantastic like what you design is what you get, you get those kind of editor. Okay, uh, but you will design it, but the problem is that after designing it, if you want to modify somewhere, that's why you need to understand the concept. Okay, so only designing is not enough. Okay, so are you heard about lovable AI? Anyone? Lovable AI? Are you aware about lovable AI? Anyone? Lovable AI? See, what is thanks, Soel, for answering. So, what is lovable AI? Actually, it creates a full entire website with all all technology, server side, complete end-to-end website. So, lovable AI is there. Okay, so if you go and little, sorry, I want to do some demo here. I'll just show you for the, uh, so you can get to know lovable AI. Okay, see here. So what is lovable AI? Uh, no, what I'll do, very, see, it's just for the, this called your information. Uh, Let me just launch it. Just it will take a 1 minute. But
So, Mikey, do
what
you want to
we
give us
get
a little bit of a sense about what open source is?
Sure. Well,
lovable
open source
AI.
to me, in practical terms,
Just I'll show you. So I'm, just showing you this. This is the. Let us just open. It will take hardly a minute or two, but worth knowing it.
I built a SaaS startup in Lovable that wrote the code according to my prompts. I tried to build a shop that lets people buy products from individuals and businesses. Users should be able to sign in and buy clothes, electronic devices, or whatever they want. So let's get started. First, we need to type in what we want. I modified my prompt with the help of ChatGPT, and in seconds, we get the first version of our website. In order to receive a nice landing page with a cool animation, we copy the prompt of a design on 21st.dev and paste it into Lovable. Next, we change the text according to our.
See, a lovable AI is a AI artificial intelligence tool. Okay, it's a tool basically like a ChatGPT, where if you want to design any kind of full-fledged website, okay, you just type a prompt here. See, he's doing a typing a prompt here. Like add here a component. He's just typing this prompt, and automatically the website is getting built. Okay, so that is what I want to show the use of lovable AI.
Preferences.
So look at it.
After that, we want to set up authentication. Users should be able to sign up and log in with their name, email, and password. For this, we link the project to Supabase and integrate authentication. To make this showcase easier, we disable email confirmation in Supabase. Before we test the sign up, we first change into dark mode and replace the duplicate on the bottom right. Whenever we're stuck or an error comes up, we simply ask Lovable what to do next, and eventually he'll find solutions. This works most of the time. Now we try to sign up, and it works. After that, we add the following. After signing in, the user should be directed to a stylish main page.
See, look at it. The entire website has been created. Okay, so that is the role of lovable AI. So, but why I'm showing, because since we already have n number of tools, and the technologies to basically create the ready-made site, but you still need so lovable AI creates the entire website, with all the technology, so, client side, server side. But then why we need to learn this HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and any server side? Because the website is created, but then how would you customize it? Okay, how do you maintain it? That's why this knowledge is actually required. Okay, that's what the overall idea behind explaining you. Otherwise, nothing else. There's a You can try it. I mean, you whenever you have the time, today, maybe, in the evening, you can go and basically try this site. Fantastic site. Just sign in over there for a free. Do a free sign in, free trial sign in, and then try it. Fantastic. But you need to know actually. Yeah. Sorry, I was explaining. I think not this. Yeah, the sales spacing and what was the, yeah, this one we had opened it. This is my code. Yeah. Okay, so it is saying sales spacing 10. So the distance between one cell and another. So this gap, it is showing this one. So if I go ahead and I'll understand. Say, let's say if I increase to 100, and I will save it. This is the complete code. Yeah. Is it changes saved? See, this has been increased. The space between header one and header two, this space between two column. Okay, so that's for the cell spacing. Let's close this. So cell padding is the distance of this header one content from this border. Okay, this one. Okay. So if you increase that, let's say you say maybe let's say 30. I'm not sure whether we'll be able to see that difference, but let's give it a try. See, look at it. This has shifted a little from this. Okay. So that's what it is. Let's quickly move to a. Yeah. Honestly, I don't know why the HTML5 is introduced here actually. So HTML5 is also launched. Everyone is using it heavily. So in HTML5 there are new semantically rich elements that convey the purpose of element to the both developer and browser. Okay. Semantic element describe the meaning of purpose clearly to the browser. I mean, they tags comes with the in such a name that you come to know what is the purpose of it. That's what there are. Okay. Uh, so div tag or paragraph define a division or section. We'll talk about this HTML5. I think it's not the right. Okay. So then we have figure tag, figure HTML5 figure and caption element. The purpose of figure caption is to add a visual explanation to an image. Okay, so you can add a visual explanation. So in HTML5, an image and caption can be grouped together in a figure element. So this can be done. I'm a little surprised that they, HTML5 is put bit in between. But anyway, I'll show you this figure example. Let me open this. I have a code with us. Okay. Let's go. Sorry. Let's run it. Yeah, this is the end result of this code. I'll minimize it. Okay, so body tag H1, this is a key force. Then this is ampersand LT. Actually, I told you last time that it is not required. Some browsers support, some may not. But now we have a smart browser where this ampersand LT is basically giving that less than symbol. Ampersand GT is that greater. This is angular symbol. Okay, and in between we've seen this in the last class, and the tag. Actually, you can omit it and still write it this way. Now, actually, browser are smart. Okay, so they are taking burden out of a developer. Okay, so I'm just save it. Then this is the HTML comment. Start with this, then 2 dash, and ends with 2 dash and this thing. And in between, whatever you write, it's HTML comment. Okay. So angular bracket slash exclamatory hash hash. Write your comment and how to end it. It's a startup comment. This section is a startup comment, and this hash hash and sorry, 2 dash and closing angular bracket is close of the comment. Okay. Like in CVO slash star and star slash. Okay. Fine. Now this is a figure. It basically used to group the images. That's what the figure is all about. Yeah. And then if you want to display image, there's an image tag. You can say image source means the path of the file. Okay, this way. Let me just expand a little. So this is the image. I'm giving the URL where this image is actually. It's a PNG file. Alt means it's a. If you do a mouse over, it will come on it like this way. Not okay. This is the width and height of that particular image. Then this is a caption actually, the figure caption, geek logo. That's what being displayed here. And this is the end of the figure. So if I can also have it, one more, let's say put it here. I'll show this. Do I have an image? IMG 2906. IMG underscore 2906. Underscore 2906 dot JPG. So I had to knock out this. Oh, sorry, I modified it. Is this close it. Save this and see if we get it. Yeah, now we have two images over here, back to back. Okay. And we can put a BR in between, to separate them. This is what. I, request you, if you have the recording, you can first go through it. See, this is because of the BR, it is coming this way. And this figure caption, we can also have it for this image before breaking it. Let me do this. See, now we have two. Actually, because we copied a geek logo, otherwise it could be, let's say, this one, you can say temple. Hold on, just one second. Yeah. You can add n number of images. So very simple figure group to use to group the various images. So image one is this with the temple. Image two is from a. So I'm showing you both the way. This is from a local folder, and this is from a particular URL. Okay, and this is the caption, big caption, and HTML comment. So we have many information in this. Okay. So again, if you can, use in a table, that could be more structurized. That's what I'm saying. The table tag is the best, example of putting everything together. So I'm not using it, by the way, but best way that you can use in a table. Okay. So let's see what else we have in this. This is so the purpose of figure captions to add visual expression to the image. In HTML, image and caption can be grouped in a figure. That's what it is saying. Okay. That's what it is done. There's a video also. You can actually, use a video tag. Video, tag is there. Basically, you can play a video very easily and so on. So source is the video file. Control means you can show pause, play, resume, something like those symbols can be displayed under controls. Okay, like user will be able to control video and audio playback, like different browsers support different video and audio format. So video control, let me show if we have the example. Where is video? So this could be, this is the example. We can have it open in a Google and okay, I'll show you the source code also. Let's come back. This is the so video controls. We just kept it blank actually. Otherwise, you'll get a caption or the playback and so on. So by default, it is coming blank. Then we have height, width. Then this is a source, from where we took this video. So I took it from a big post. Then what is the type means video type? Is it MP4 or whatever type? This sample video text will come if video doesn't exist. Okay, so this is actually displayed. You can say that video not found. Okay, not found if it is the case. And this is end of video tag. So start of video tag, height, width, and various controls. By default controls are displayed. You can put more, controls over there. I can, in fact, let's see. We have the so because the control means user will be able to control the video and audio playback. The paragraph inside video tag is called fallback content. it will display if the browser accessing the page doesn't support the video element. That's what I told you, video not found, like this one. No, video not found. Just a minute. Let's give a try. No. Yes, it been saved. This controller display anyway. We can have more than one video also. That message is not coming. I'll just check that out. Source. Okay, true, but I don't have those videos here. We can also audio elements like video tag. We also have the audio elements. So source is there, and like your browser doesn't support HTML5 audio tag, link to audio tag, and so on. So this can become. And do we have audio here? Let's just check. Yeah, it is here. Okay, let's run this if we can. Oh, I do not have that. Then the code is right, but right now, this tag is not there. Source. Okay, so autoplay. If you have any kind of audio file, so see, it is all pretty simple actually. We have to just give a start with the audio tag. This autoplay means it will start playing automatically. Then source, then this source, and the source means the path. Okay, where that audio file is there with the entire extension, and then you have to mention type audio or MPG, whatever it is, and we'll start playing this. Okay, that's the pretty simple, symbol. So see, audio, video are not basically used. They are used heavily, but in the design it comes very flexible way. So basically, any you again the rule remains same. You can copy paste and and use it if you want more videos embedded together. That is what it is here. Then we have very important tag which is called as iframe. And so what iframe does that it launches basically it divides your again the entire page into the various section. And in iframe, if you mention something, that page open within the browser itself. Okay. So the iframe tag specify an inline frame. It's a kind of frame on your web page. So you can say help to create the other compartment also. An inline frame used to embed another document within the current HTML document. That's what I was trying to say. Another compartment. An iframe source, you have to give the URL of that particular like whatever thing you want to give, you need to just specify the path here. So this thing will be launched within the same browser. Okay, we can also embed the video using iframe. So what I'll do, I'll show you few iframe example. I have it ready made. So iframe, just a minute. Okay, so here, let's go here. Let me first show you the code, okay, and then we can run it. So iframe 10, right? And so this is the outcome of the. Okay, let us close this. Okay, okay, fine. So yeah, so iframe, is this. Then there's a source. Okay, like which file you want to launch it over here. Okay, so so whenever page is launched, it will create one section within your page, and it will launch this file in this section. Okay, so this is a path of that particular file that will be launched here. This is the width and height, so I just reduce it a little bit. height and let's say width. But this doesn't look good. Let me save it and check. How does page look like? Yes, it looking like very, weird now. So this is a frame. It is actually, so this is a frame. It is created in this frame. This particular page output will be launched. Okay, whatever the page, So let us just increase it a bit. 17. I think we've seen that. So 3 and 4, 340. I'll save it. And this all. So this, page output is actually embedded within this frame, or you can say internal frame. That's why it is called as iframe. So you want to, let's say, embed the output of what I was saying. Hold on. So on your, web browser. So this is a web browser, and you want that, let's say, in this section, one HTML output should be there. This section, another HTML output should be there. This section, another. You can keep on, creating n number. So you want, this should be the output of, let's say, file, a.html. Okay. Let me quickly jump to, and, this section should be out of, dot, HTML. Some any HTML file name. This should be output of, again, some I dot, HTML, whatever. And similarly, so there you can use the iframe. That's the best, use of the iframe. Okay. So then there is an iframe with the, no border. Right now it is showing you the border, but I'll show you this example. So right now we remove the border here. Content goes here. Okay, let me quickly open the first code and show it to you. In fact, yeah, iframe, and then I'll come to this. I say style border equal to none. Okay, this one. Since if you say border equal to none, this border goes away here. That is because of this thing. Okay. So by default border comes. That's what in the example number 10. But if you say none, then this border goes away. I think you've seen a border thing in this thing. There is no border. See this example, you could see like how you remember this border is getting created this section. Okay, this one. So that goes away. In fact, you can have n number of any number of iframe within a browser. I'll show you. Let me first close all this code. I'll open first code here. Many frames. Okay. I'll first open it. Now look at this. So it has okay. So it has in fact two iframes. Iframe source. This is the source of the first iframe. Okay, iframe A, and this is the. Okay, so on click of this, this is a different example, not many iframe. So there's a hyperlink and target is iframe. So if you click on the hyperlink, okay, href, you'll get the link of this HTML page and it's a target. So where this is going to open? This is going to open inside this iframe. Okay, so this thing. Okay, so let me show and run it. Open this. So look at it. So this is the one iframe, okay, where this image is displayed, okay, and there's a converter being. So I'll show you what I'm talking. Okay, so I given one a hyperlink here, okay, and this is the uni.2html and target equal to iframe, and this file is there, okay. But if I click on this hyperlink, I said target equal to iframe. That means the output of this hyperlink, okay. this file, the output of the file should be displayed inside this iframe. Okay, so let's look at here. So look at this. This is getting opened here. Okay, so that's what it's saying. Okay, unv2.html. Okay, so this content is basically getting open inside this. Okay, so I'll again, it's actually gone. So this is your default link. What is called PNG. This is a PNG file. Okay, it's open in the first iframe. Okay, then there's a link. So in link you said target equal to whatever page it is going to click. That page will get open inside a iframe underscore a. Okay, this iframe. So here. So initially this JPG, PNG or JPG file is there. Okay, this is getting displayed. You will come to know, if I, let's say, just if you're not getting, if you're getting it, actually I reduce this width, you'll get the idea. See, now it is reduced. Okay, so it's because of the this thing. So even the width remains same. Now you say there's a link in, already we have one section, one thing in the iframe, and if I click on this hyperlink called convert, what is your target here? That you go and put the content inside this particular iframe. So if I click here, it get displayed here. But since you modified the what is called its size, so that's what you can do. That there is a wonderful explanation on this particular. Let me copy this URL. I'll share with all of you. It's in more depth, and just try to. You can also start practicing. Is that being sent it to you? Think it is not. Okay, let me copy that. Control. I'll switch on the I have some problem with this. Just allow me 10 seconds. So those keys were not visible. It is dark. Okay, now it's good. I'll copy this. I'll share with all of you. Yeah, and we can. So it's a good examples have been given. So iframe or inline frame, function. Basically, it function as a window on your web page through which visitor can view the interact with another web page from a different source. So within the same browser, you can see it. Okay. So they use for various purposes like easily integrate video, audio, or animation from platform like YouTube. Okay. Included map, embed map from service like Google Map and so on. Loading form and widgets, incorporate form or widget. Into this. Okay. So this is a syntax. This is the first example we had already seen. Body HTML, and this is a source. Okay, and this we have already seen, and this was the output actually. Okay. Then these are various, the attribute we have allow full screen. Okay, indicate whether iframe can be displayed in the full screen. There's a allow full screen is there. Allow specify set of extra instruction on the content. Okay, height and width we have already seen. Okay. Scrolling is allowed or not. Name is there. Iframe name we had also seen. Iframe underscore. Then this is with respect to height and width. This example also we have seen, and we have seen one more example. Okay, so it's a good, in fact, source for a iframe. Then removing border from iframe, that also we said none. Let me go back to the, and then what is the? This is using CSS, but we will just ignore it. Now there's a iframe target link. We have seen that example also. You can target an iframe with the link by using a name attribute of the iframe and target attribute the link. Okay, so like here, we just iframe target which iframe to be. There can be multiple iframe over here. You can decide which iframe to be selected. Okay? In fact, you can go on, coding it. So what I'll do, I'll quickly see. This is a little what I'm gonna do. Let me just show you this. I'll copy it again. Okay, paste it. I'll make it as B. You need to basically do a BR here. Now you need a source. So I have a file with me. What is JPG? So I'll say, what is the file? Image 29. So what is the file name? 2906.jpg. 2906. This is the thing. And we can have, one more. This is hyperlink. Okay, I'll name it as B. I basically, we don't have those files. If you want, we can just upload the, let's say one of the HTML file here. So table underscore example underscore. I'm doing some mistake here. I'll tell you what. You need to help me with that. Okay. So this is B. This is A. This was the file name many iframe. Okay, I think this is the one. Now it shows, two iframe here, friends. Look at this. Okay, so 2 iframe. Okay, we not put a break over there. So yeah, I'm very bad at designing, honestly. Now, first one will open here, this case, and second one will be open here. I think so. This output is not coming. I'll tell you the reason why. So before I ask you the question, so do we think file extension? So let's come back to a question here. So do we think if I give extension as .html, is it that it will automatically take any file with .html also? I mean, so what I'm trying to ask you is this. Hold on. So I'm saying I have a file called STM. Okay, then I have a file called HTML. Okay. So are these two files are same or different? That's the question. Or let's take another example. Ask a question in a different way. So if I am saying if my file name is a dot stm, okay, and but while calling, sorry, my file name is a dot stm, but while calling I'm saying a dot html. Will it work or not? That's the question. What is your opinion, anyone? So will this work or not? That's the simple question. Do I have, so instead of HTML you given HTML, okay, or instead of HTML you only given a instead of HTML you given a HTML here, instead of HTML you given a HTML, okay. So will this work or not? Okay, so my answer, actually it will not work. I'll show you I told you that I'm doing some mistake in this file. So here in this I given this file name as HTML, okay, but there is no such file exists. Which error? That is what the error we are getting over here. Let me knock out this, which are not required. Hold on. This lowerable we have already seen. The cell spacing also not required. Okay, we are here. I'll just put it. See, this one is going into first frame. This is second frame, but showing file not found. So, and this is how the coding all looks like. Let me show this. Okay. So you said that for this, converter, I mean this href, we'll say this way. First frame. Okay. Let me write in this one. Second frame. What I'll do that I'll just increase it a little 250 and let's put it as 250 just to get the here also 200. This is 200. So in the code we have first iframe, which is the top one. Okay. Then you said that load this media file. That will load it. Then you're saying height and width, and the iframe name is iframe. So with name attribute, it can basically identify the frame on the iframe on the page. So most of the time in HTML, like most of the HTML component are identified by their name. Okay. So there can be two paragraphs. So either you can give name or ID, anything. Okay. So this is a first iframe, which is the top section. Then we put a BR line break. Then I'm creating one more iframe over here with this particular image, height and width, and giving the name as iframe B. Okay. Then let's just put a BR here. Then there are two links I'm specifying. First link, it will open this, univ2.html in the link. So I'm saying target equal to A. Then there's one more hyperlink. I'm saying target equal to iframe B. Okay, so iframe A is this, B is this. Let us save it. Refresh this. So this is how it looks. This is the image actually it is showing that sample image. Now if I click on first, output is here. I click on second. Okay, this is not working. Some problem with the file. Let me just check what's the file name. It is table underscore example underscore 1. And what is the file name? Property. It is STM. Okay. So the file name is STM. Let us just go and change it. Table underscore example. Okay, the file name itself is wrong. What is it? Table underscore example underscore 1 dot. See, again with HTML it won't come. Okay, so you have to give exactly the same. Did we save that? Yes, let's try. Yeah, this is the frame actually. Okay. First is working. Now second is also working. So iframe is very useful thing. It just you can also, that is okay. Let's go and see what's the next. You can create n number of iframe out, but you just only to do structure. So again, that can be done in a table. So iframe is done. Then we have HTML forms. You know that HTML forms. What's the purpose of the HTML form? That it collects the information and you can retrieve or access element from the form basically like an envelope. In envelope, all data are stored. Okay, and if you want to retrieve from the same page, you can just go to envelope and access the data, or you want to send those information to another page, you can put this data inside a form which is an envelope and send it over the across the web, to whichever page you want. Okay, so the most common way for a user to communicate information from a web browser to a server through a form, they allow user to send data to a website. An HTML form is made of one or more widgets, and widget can be text field, select box, button, check boxes, and video, and so on and so forth. HTML forms start with form element like this. Then there's an action and method. We'll talk about it, and then form. Okay, action basically which file to refer when you submit the form, and method means there are two method we use, post and get. In get you see whatever data you're passing, that is being seen. In post data, you won't be able to see data on the browser. Okay, we'll do example. So in action, you have to specify the URL where you want to go when the form is submitted. Okay. Method is like STR method. So all the control of a form appear in the content of a form tag. A block tag can have several different attributes, only one of which action is required. There are many attributes of form tag. Okay, so in action we'll specify the URL, and then when you click a submit button, that form goes. And these are the various tag input. Tag can be there, password can be there, radio button, checkbox, text area, action button. All these form tag elements. It can also have a drop down. This what can go. So what I'll do that, I'll quickly, jump to some form example. Let me check if I missed anything for us. No, I think we are good to. Image we have already seen. We'll come to a form example. There are various, CSS style sheets, so that will cover in next class. We'll come to this. Start with the forms. As and when, so we'll pick up all HTML elements as and when required. So right now, let us just go to the form. So need of the hour as per the training outline is the form. So table we had already done. Hey, come on, where are you? Yeah, this is the HTML form. So form start. There can be input element. Input type will text, radio, and submit. Text means you can accept a text. Radio means you can select one or many choice. And submit will submit the form to either same page or another page. Okay. So we have this example here. I'll show you. Form example. Where is that? Okay, so there is form target is this. Yeah, I think what was 11? I'm just looking at. Okay, 12 was multiple frame. And yeah, this is a form example. So these are well designed, okay, to need of this session. And I can open that 12, 13th form example in a notepad. Very simple code actually, not that rocket science. This is your example, and I can have it open. Let me close, which is not needed. Okay, so form is there, first name, then we give a BR. That's how it is appearing. The input type equal to text, and name is the first name. I told you that, the name attribute, any double quotes, and somewhere in single quotes also it works. You need to, it will actually identify this input element, this text box on this page, okay, and the input type text LNAME, okay, and so on. And when you run this, you get this output here. So there is no, we're not using any action button or submit button, nothing like that. Okay. We can also have the another example of, let's say, form. So input type can be of any type. There's a radio button. I'll show you. So this is a radio button. Select one out of many. Okay. So input type is equal to radio. Let me open this here, friends, for us. Yeah. So how this is coming, this output? Let's just check. I could have done in simple. See, input type equal to radio, name equal to gender. So here one thing, this is like one choice out of many. Okay, and there's a checkbox. If you put a check, that means it is a checkbox. Okay, I think we have seen that. That was this one. Yeah, checkbox is there. This is a radio button. So, it select one out of many. So how we are coding it actually. So here the important thing is that, let me show. Yeah, 13th is done. So input type is radio. So we have created 3 radio button, but how they are grouped with each other just because of this name property. Okay, if you see, if you can observe here, name property is same. Okay, so name is gender, and gender, and their values are different. So whichever value, and it is saying by default it is checked. Okay, so if you see this code, it is in checked means by default when you run this page, it was checked. See, by default is coming checked here. Okay, that's how it is. And if you not, these are the attributes basically. Value, name. See, now it is no unchecked, but because of the check, it was coming. That is one thing. Second, whichever you select, that value will be stored inside a value. It's a name value pair. So in a value, this selection will be stored, and then we can retrieve with help of the gender. So we can say gender dot value. It is male. We can use for further coding. Okay. Then, but one thing important that this grouping, how these 3 radio buttons are, actually these are 3 different radio buttons, but how we have grouped it because of this name is same. Okay, the gender. Okay. So like if you by mistake, if you do some mistake here, if you say gender 1, or let's say here, then the only first and second are part of one group, but this gender is not a part of, it's some other radio button only. So if I show you, see here I'm selecting this one also. Okay, because the usually radio is like one out of many. So this is working with male and female, but other is also getting selected. So this mistake we make during coding. That's why I'm doing this. So because what you have done is that instead of gender, you put a gender one. So it will take this as a different radio button. So we have created 3 radio button, but how we group them together with help of the this name. Okay. So now I'll delete this and show it. It works properly. So in case you find this kind of error somewhere, so this is one. This is a radio example. What is the file name? 14th. Let's see what is the 15th. Now this is submit button. Now we are not able to submit the form. Okay. So you need to use input type equal to submit button. Let me open the code and explain you. Open with Notepad. So this is a submit button. So if you want to submit the form, then you have to make help of submit button. So it's input type like text we have. We can also have input type as sub. It will submit the form to a whatever action you would basically written over here. Okay. So I'll show you this code. Have we run this? Let me run it. Open with Google Chrome and this page. So form action equal to, and like we don't need to have the HTML body tag. You know that it recognizes because of the file. We discussed this in the last session. So you can knock it out. So double quotes example 8.html. This is the action. So on click of this submit button helps you to basically submit the data to the its action URL. Okay, fine. Then first name BR, input type text, input type large. In fact, you can have a password also. There is a. Let me copy this. Sure. Name is password, and input type instead of text you do type here password. Okay. Value not required actually. We can take in anything, but this is important. Okay, this submit button has to be a part of the form. Otherwise, it's of no use. Actually, it won't work. See, it's coming in the password form. Okay. There is one more input type which is called as a reset button. So what it does basically, it will help you to reset the content. Okay, so input type equal to reset. Okay, value equal to reset. So this value is actually a caption here, so I'll show you the reset. Okay, and let me just please submit. See, this is the value means this caption. Okay, so if you submit it, see it goes to this page. Okay, and what it is doing that if you see here, it is showing all this data. So actually there's a problem with the URL. What I'll do, I'll change it and we'll put it as table underscore example underscore 1.html. Okay, I'll save it. Let's go back. Maybe we can refresh. Yeah, we should. Now, okay, action is this: first name, input type, name. Okay, it's a name value pair. So you're saying I'm in the name first name. It is an identifier for this input box. We're supplying default value as Mickey. The last name text box, last name, it's an identifier to identifying this text box on the web page. Value is mouse. Then I'm putting one more called as password. Okay, and name I'm saying pass as WS. The submit will submit it, and this is the value. Please submit. Whatever you want to type it, and value will reset. It will actually input type reset will reset the entire content. Okay, so let us save it first. I'll click it. Now, if you click on reset, see these things are actually because this is by default. That's why the content are not going. So, for example, let's say if you remove it, okay, and you write something here. Yeah, now you click reset, it will go to a default value, see Mickey House and so on. Because you mention a value there here. If you remove this value Mickean, then this will go away. Look at this. Because you mention value input and that's why it is coming. Okay, Mickey and mouse. Okay. Now one thing, now when you submit it, let's say it goes to this page. Now see what it is showing on this page. So it transfers, this data here. So, in the URL, it is appended with this query string. So after question mark, first name equal to Mickey, whatever you supplied. See, then, so this is a name value pair. We already seen in the session 2. Okay. So this is first name value pair, first name equal to Mickey. Then there is one more data being passed. Then ampersand, name is last name, value is mouse. Then there is a one more data call as, again, use ampersand, name is passed, value is mouse. Okay. I mean, whatever. So this, name value pair is basically used for concatenating a data or pass the data. Let me just, show it here. This one. First name, Mickey, last name, and so on. So we have 3 name value pairs, first name, and then ampersand will concatenate with the another data for the last name, and then pass the result. Okay. Now, since, when you submit, it is showing to a browser here. Okay. Because by default, the method is get. Because, so in the form action, there is a attribute called as method also. It shows that what you want to basically, how you want to send the data. Okay. So by default, it is get. That's why it is visible. But if you put a post here, now this data won't be visible. Okay. So let me show you this. See, I saved it. Let's go back there. Okay. Then here. Now you submit. See, now you can see that, it goes to the page, but data are not visible because it is a post. Okay. So post basically hide the data. Okay. And get discloses the data. Okay. And they have their own, benefit. We'll discuss when we do a JavaScript and submit the data. Okay. That's why I'm not completing the more late. Okay. That is one thing. And there's a, importance of this, name value pair. For example, look at here, so I'll show you the first using get only. So there's a method called get. If you write or don't write, by default it is get only. Okay, so let's hit submit. See, now it is showing because of the get method. Just a minute. Okay, just 1 second. Yeah. Now, what we were doing actually, so I'm trying to show you something. Oh, you knocked out this value, then it won't come. Okay. So by default, because you mentioned here, that's the reason why. Otherwise, it won't come. Anyway, so one more thing, this name is very important. Okay. So if you, let's say, if you remove the name, then no data will transfer to the next page. Okay. So for example, I knocked out this. Let me show you this. Let's refresh this. Submit. See, you can see here, there now it is not showing any first name over here. So this is very critical to give this name. It identifies the input text. See, look at here. You will see after this question mark. Okay, I can copy it in it and show it to you. This right. Okay. So see now, see earlier it was used to pass first name, but now it's passing only last name and password. Okay. So if you forget, this is again another kind of mistake can happen by a programmer. Yeah. So because you remove the first name, the name value pair is with that because it identifies and share data. Okay. So value is there, but for which text box it is not known. Okay. That's why. I'll see what are the things submit we have seen. Okay. Then in submit there's a target also. Okay. I'll show you what is a target attribute does. So let me just open this and we'll also open a code. Just a minute. Yeah, this one. Okay, let's go to the. This is a target example. So I said, okay, that seems to be some problem with this HTML file. So I'll open a table underscore example underscore one dot. Yeah. I'm saying target equal to parent means it will open this page within the same window. Okay. So there are various target type, target equal to blank and so on, so let's just do it. See. It's opening in a new window, basically. Let's just try with the blank. So what I'll do, I'll quickly show you that. So action attribute we had already seen. Yeah, these are the target, the target attribute specify if submitted result will open in a new browser tab, a frame, or in a current window. Okay. So that's the target, what we were, basically trying to see this target. That this submit action, this file will open where. Okay, that's what they are saying. Okay, so the target will specify if submitted result will open in a new browser tab, a frame, or in the current window. Okay, or it can also open in iframe. Okay, I think you've seen in that iframe there was a target we had used and then specify the tag. The default underscore value is self, which means the form will submit in the current window. Okay, so self is what. Yeah, in the current window. To make form result open in new browser tab, put blank. Okay, so underscore blank. Let me just try this. Blank. Okay, and so we'll come here. Close this. Save. So this get and post we have already seen. So there's a name attribute also. Then there is one more form called as form data with the field set. Basically, what field set does, it creates a border, and you can in fact use the. So what is the field set element? Field set is an element used to group related data in a form. Okay, the legend element defines a caption for the field set. Okay, so if you want to group those elements within the form, you can use field set. There's an example. So it written this is a field set. This is a caption for a field set, end of field set, and so on. So I'll show you this. I have an example ready-made field set. This one. Let me open this. See how it look like personal information. Okay, I'll show you the code. No, not this one. Field set. We are running a little bit behind this schedule, but not that behind. We will be able to catch up in the next week. Okay. So let me first explain this before we break for the day. Yeah, this is how. So field set. I'm trying to group this data into one group. Then legend personal information. So this actually it creates this kind of line over here. Okay. Personal information, and then everything remains the same. Okay. Field set is done. So form element select also we know. I mean, we'll use it. It's not that we are ignoring. Uh, so what we'll do, we'll just go and select see. So there's a HTML5 also. So I think we are done with this particular HTML section. Okay, so text box we have tried. We tried password also. We tried radio. We tried checkbox. So checkbox, for checkbox we have type equal to checkbox instead of radio. Okay, so and again you have to use this, you have to group them, so name will come and value. Okay, so this we this select tag will see it in some time. That's not an issue. Text area is for like address, putting an address here. Action button we had already seen. Submit. Okay, then there's a HTML5 also come into the market. Okay, and I'll show you that what's it is very demanding. So we'll see first the HTML. We'll do a demo in the next class. So difference between HTML and HTML5. So what HTML5 has done, basically it has given you the various inbuilt tag. Earlier we used to do a coding for JavaScript coding to achieve that, but in HTML5 it's built in the tag. For example, you want to apply any color on certain area or certain element, then so there you used to write a code, or you need to do a CSS for that cascading style. When HTML5, these are all being built. More attributes are there. So HTML5 is the fifth and the current version of HTML. It has improved markup available for the document and introduced application programming interface document object model. We'll talk about this document object model in maybe doing JavaScript. It has introduced various new features like drag and drop, geolocation, and so on. So feature of HTML5, introduce, new semantic element like header, footer, section, enhance multimedia capability, and power local storage API. Uh, it can also have a SQL database, client-based SQL database. Okay. So few differences. What we'll do, we just stop here. Actually, we will see this in, I think, instead of rushing or running, that doesn't make any sense. Uh, uh, so when we meet next time, we try to start. We start with HTML5. Okay, we'll cover this particular element, and then we'll move to a cascading style sheet. So our plan is this: we'll after next session we will HTML5, CSS, also cascading style sheet, and then remaining session for a JavaScript. Okay. So till your mid-semester exam, we can have HTML, CSS, sorry, HTML, HTML5, CSS, and JavaScript. There is no JavaScript depth programming, basic JavaScript. Okay. So on. Okay. So thank you so much, everyone. Please for your time and have a great day. Please try if you are able to access the quiz, friends. If anyone can confirm this, I'm stopping the sharing. Are you able to access the quiz, friends? I request you to go through a recording, I mean, it is there on your Takshila portal, and that would be, great. Are we able to access the quiz? If you can confirm, that would be great. Anyone, can you confirm if you are able to access the quiz? Okay. Thanks, Vikas and Debashrati. I appreciate. I'm stopping the recording. We can break for the day. Have a great evening, everyone.